Internet, good morning. This is Daybreak here, coming back at you guys with a very cool unboxing slash review video. Today we are going to be taking a look at the long-awaited Gilgamesh figure from the Figma franchise. Now we've seen this guy, I guess, displayed in a lot of different cons, and finally we get him. And here he is in all his glory. Now I know I kind of stopped showcasing the Figma boxes and whatnot because they're pretty much all the same, but this one I had to showcase. Why? Because as you guys can already tell, this is something very unique. So as you guys can clearly see, there's no open display window. You just have these two pictures of Gilgamesh. You have the Figma number 300. You have the sticker of authenticity, Fate Grand Order, and then that's pretty much it on the front. On the side here, you have a very arrogant, cocky looking Gilgamesh figure, the picture of him at least. You have on the back many different pictures of all the accessories that he comes with and all the different posability options that you have with this particular figure. And then on this side you have another crazy picture of the actual figure inside. Now with that said, if you open this, you have that window displayed showcasing the figure inside, and you have this magnificent backdrop that you can use to display your Gilgamesh figure with. I mean, that is awesome. As you guys can clearly see, I'm not going to spoil anything, but you see a lot of different swords, and it just looks pretty freaking epic. So with that said, guys, give me a sec. I'm going to take Gilgamesh here out of the package, and we're going to see what he has to offer. Be back in a few. And we are back. We have Gilgamesh here out of the box, and I gotta say, yeah, that's exactly the expression that I had when I took this guy out of the box. Now you might be like, what's wrong, Daybreak? This guy looks fantastic. Well, here's the first thing that really caught my attention when I took this guy out of the box. Look at this color. Look at this figure. Look at this. 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 Do you see it? Do you see it? If you can't see it, here's what really just bothered me to the core. Now, don't get me wrong. I've played around with this figure and it is just phenomenal. I love all the attention to detail that Figma has put into this character. I love all the crazy amounts of accessories that you get and just all the different ways you can pose this guy. He is phenomenal. So if you want to pick up this figure, go for it. Don't hesitate. But the one thing that I was really waiting and earning for was the fact that we're going to get this figure. Now, what do I mean? Now, as you guys can clearly see, I'm going to just show you a quick little 360 while I talk about this. The paint job. This is a more chrome goldish look to it, while this one it's metallic, yes, but it has more of like an orangish hue, like a darker gold than this one. I'm not sure if that does any justice or if that makes any sense, but you will clearly see the difference when you take him out of the box and you're like, wait a minute, hold on, let me look at this package again, and then let's look at this figure. Package, figure, and you're gonna clearly be able to tell that there is a very big difference when it comes to the color of the armor. Now, is that a deal breaker? For some, maybe. But for me personally, I can look past it. But man, oh man, if they just gave it this kind of finish, this figure would have been perfect. Now with that said, before we take a look at this figure, let's move on and let's take a look at all the accessories that he comes with. So I'm going to move him off to the side because I know my camera is going to want to focus in on Gilgamesh. So here we go. The first thing you get is the nice Figma goodie bag. You get two different spare joints right here. One so that you can use if you're displaying him without his armor, and then the other one is for the joint with the armor. So that's pretty cool. You get the standard rack of hands. Now this is a little saddening, but this rack of hands is not really holding these two hands in place. So I'm worried because I feel like these peg holes might be a little bit too big for the actual figure. Now I'm really hoping that's not the case because this figure was on the expensive side, but hey, we'll see. And then same thing applies with his armored hands. This hand right here and this hand right here, they do tend to pop off relatively easily. So hopefully that's not the case when it comes to the actual figure, but we'll take a look at it as we go. All right. You guys saw the Figma base that he was on, so that's another thing that he comes with. And then something that is very, very important, especially for this particular figure, the instruction manual. So it clearly showcases how to swap out all the pieces. It's in English and Japanese on the back. So yeah, make sure you guys read this because you're dealing with a pretty expensive figure. All right, continuing on, you get his weapon of choice, which I always thought looked ridiculous, but it's pretty awesome. These pieces actually do spin just like in the anime, so that's pretty cool. How do you put this thing on? You just literally pull this part off, slide the hand in, and there you go. So that's that. All right. And real quickly, before I move on, look at the attention to detail. My God, that thing is awesome. Once again, the paint on the gold, I wish it was more of that gold, but hey, it's fine. I think I can overlook that. All right, on to the next. You get the cross-armed pose. This, I think I'm going to be using on my actual Gilgamesh figure because I think he just looks badass when he has his arms posed, just like that picture right there. And you can clearly see the difference. I mean, look at the color. It's very, very different. So keep that in mind. All right, now on to the other version of Gilgamesh where he doesn't have his, I guess, armor for his upper body. So you get this completely different body. And yes, he doesn't have a face right now, but you can swap out whichever face you like and put it in here. So that's pretty freaking epic. I love the fact that they've given you a completely different body with the actual full body. I mean, that's ridiculous. You're literally getting two figures for the price, well, for a little bit more than just the price of one. But he looks fantastic. Paint job here is done very, very nicely. I mean, the attention to detail, the sculpting, it's all there. So that's pretty cool. All right, moving on to the faces. You get this one right here where he's looking off to your left. So that's pretty cool. You have this face right here where he's going berserk and just screaming. And then you saw the default face, which is him just grinning. All right, and then the last accessory that you get is this piece right here. It's very, very thin, so my camera is probably gonna have a hard time, but it is a real chain. It has these metal sculpted pieces to it. It's like a spear, and it looks fantastic. All right, so with that said, let's bring back Gilgamesh back into the picture, and we're gonna just take a look at him close up. So let's talk about sculpt. Sculpt looks phenomenal. This is the iconic character from Fate Stay Night, Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, and Fate Grand Order. Now, once again, I've not watched Grand Order or played the game, so I'm not sure. But maybe this is the color scheme that he had when he was in Grand Order. I don't know. Someone can tell me down below. But he looks fantastic. I love the armor. I love how everything looks on this figure. All these pointy details, all of these little, I don't know what these things are, but yeah, you can see that it's all engraved into his armor. On the back, same thing applies here. I mean, this thing is just crazy, crazy, crazy when it comes to the sculpt. The paint job, like I told you, it's very, very clean, but I personally think they missed the mark with the actual gold that they used. Personally, that is the one that I wanted, not this one. So if that is a deal breaker for you, then you might want to avoid this figure. All right, when it comes to articulation, head can look up that far, which is pretty good. Head can look all the way down, which is really nice. The arms, the upper or the shoulders can swivel. These pieces are connected to the shoulder, so you won't have any problems maneuvering this. He does have a bicep swivel built in. He has the Figma jointed elbows. Now, I don't think, if I'm mistaken, let's see. He does have the Figma joint, but because this is a loose floating piece, it might get hindered by just kind of being squished in between those two joints. So that's something that could happen. And the hands can fully rotate, pivot, all that good stuff. When it comes to upper diaphragm joint, he can move whichever way you like. Now be careful, because this piece right here is a floating piece and it is very sharp, so you can definitely scratch up this paint right here if you're not careful. Now when it comes to his little, I don't know what this is, but these pieces right here are hinged using Figma joints. So that's quite nice. You can pose it whichever way you like. The back pieces right here, I'm not sure if you guys saw it earlier, but they also have the Figma joint, so you can maneuver these panels whichever way you like. And then lastly, these pieces, his little cape piece, it's split into two separate pieces. So yeah, there you go. All right, and then waist articulation is all built in there as well. For this piece right here, it is a nice pliable rubbery piece, so you don't need to worry about this thing getting in the way. The legs can go out, they can bend. This piece will once again get in the way, just letting you know. So it will get pretty much 90 degrees. The feet can go down that far, can go up that far. He does have a toe joint, and he has that pivot built in. So articulation, you pretty much get everything you want out of this guy. Now real quickly, I'm sure people are curious how to put the other pieces on, so let me just show you. If you want to use this other body of his right here, all you need to do is literally pull this upper body off. Now like I told you, this piece right here is a floating piece, so you definitely don't want to lose that. And all you need to do is put this body on, and bam, there you go. Now will I be displaying my Gilgamesh figure like this? Probably not, but that's something that you guys can do if you like. So I'm going to put this back. I'm going to put my upper torso back. There you go. You're going to hear that click, and then you know it's set. To swap out the hands, very simple. This I'm not going to show you because it's with any Figma. You do literally the same exact thing. You pull this hand off, put the new hand in, and that's that. I showcased how to put on the sword, so I'll show you one more time. You have to, oh, there goes a hand, but whatever. Let's take one of these other hands. You're going to pull off this piece right here. You're going to slide in right here. Let's just let this thing focus. Come on. There you go. You're going to slide this in just like that. It's a tight fit, so that's good. Actually, that's good and bad because the paint can definitely rub off, and then you just slide this piece back in here. So that works. And you get a set of hands for him to hold with armor and without armor. So that's pretty cool. All right, and then the last thing that I want to showcase is the cross arm pose. So in order for you to put the cross arm pose on, you have to pull this hand, put this back on, pull this forearm piece off. That's what the instruction manual says. So let's do just that. Now sometimes, just letting you know, this can happen, but this is exactly what you want. So that's good. We're going to pull off the other existing hand. Hopefully we can pull off that piece that we pulled off earlier. Yep, it's coming out. There you go. Pull it off like that. Come on. You guys can tell. Alright, and then now that you have him kind of disassembled. All you need to do, there's pegs right there. So we're going to line up the pegs and we're gonna put these in. Now I'm gonna do this off camera because I know this could be a pain in the butt and I don't wanna break this figure, obviously. So stick around, I'll be right back. And there we go, guys. We have Gilgamesh just fully posed and he looks freaking epic. Look at that. Now once again, guys, this is a phenomenal figure. You're definitely getting your money's worth when it comes to this particular figure. But just the one thing that I wish was different about this figure is definitely the paint job when it comes to his armor. If that paint looked like that, then this would have been a contender for one of the best figures for the year 2017. And that's something crazy to say because 2017 just started. But man, the fun factor that you get with this guy, the posability, the accessories, everything about this figure screams top 10. Now with that said, like I said, the one thing that I do have a minor gripe about is that paint job, but if you guys can overlook that paint job, then this is a must get. So guys, there you guys have it. I hope this was informative. I hope you guys enjoyed. Guys, if you guys have any questions about this particular figure, please leave it in the comment section down below and I will answer it as soon as I can. If you guys like what you saw, please hit that thumbs up. If you're new, please support the channel if you like what you saw. With that being said, this is Daybreak Sun 48 and I am finally signing out. Peace out, guys.